hold up.
What's up, guys? This is Marius and Greenbloods bringing you the final installment of the Halo Wars co-op campaign, Mission 15, Escape, or Escape, depending on if you get my reference. If you don't, go and watch Finding Nemo. It's a great game. No, it's a movie. Greenbloods, what's up, man?
Well, I am extremely excited to actually be doing the escape level in Halo Wars. It's probably one of the most fun. That's not proper grammar, but very interesting. We get to kill a scarab at some point, so yay. And pretty much I don't actually plan on killing the scarab. I'm gonna let the Flood do it for me.
Yeah,
let's get into this.
You can definitely let like the Forerunners and Flood and Covenant and just kill each other in this mission. Like, you don't even have to kill any of them.
Yeah,
They'll all kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love this cutscene.
Let's watch this. The Spartans are awesome.
For the record, Forge is a boss, nothing more.
He literally is, though.
Although there is one part
actually,
that I do not understand about this cutscene. It's always bothered me.
Yeah.
Whenever I see this
same
cutscene.
Same though.
So like, all these elites are approaching, and Forge sees the lieutenant getting killed by the Arbiter. So he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this nuclear fusion reactor and crush him with it.
And then it doesn't work. Literally, the puff of dust.
Exactly. And then, like, you find out later in the cutscene, I'm gonna give it away, the reactor ends up not working, so they have to do it manually. Like, you didn't kill the Arbiter by hitting him with that reactor. If you did kill the Arbiter with the reactor, you would have, like, blew up everybody there with the nuclear fusion reactor. And now the reactor doesn't work, and now he ends up losing his life because he has to give himself up. And it doesn't really make sense if you just would have not have used the reactor as your personal battering ram and used, like, I don't know, the knife he has in the back of his pocket.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm going to check to see if it's an MRE spoon.
If you didn't watch some of our previous videos, Andrew, our friend Greenbloods here, enlightened us with how a Marine actually took out some people with an MRA spoon, a meal ready to eat.
Mm-hmm. For the record, if the female wasn't there, I would have kicked your butt the first time.
Look me in the eye and say that.
Oh, nope, that's definitely a knife.
I also gotta admire how Forge appears to have very extensive training in the use of energy swords, considering the fact he immediately knew how to use it. And the Spartan gives him a very honorable funeral by throwing him off that cliff there.
Yeah.
Son, I have a feeling before this is over, we'll need every last Spartan in the fight. I can do this. Report back to the ship.
Good luck, sir. It's been an honor.
I kind of wish the Spartan would have saluted him.
Same. I think that would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm. So let me just say, like, since Halo Wars 2 is coming up, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the new video of, like, Red Team versus that new Brute Chieftain, let me just say, I think they were trying to, like, symbolically, like, show, like, back in the day, like, these Spartans, like, keep in mind, they haven't lost their touch at all. They're still amazing, they're still awesome, they still kick butt. But just, like, showing the complete difference between, like, the strength that the elites had against these Spartans and the fact that this new chieftain is so much stronger. He's actually, like, he thinks. He's not just, like, a primate looking thing that just, like, just brutally massacres people. No, he was waiting in there. He strategically placed himself. So I think it's definitely going to be an interesting campaign in Halo Wars 2. Like, of course, like, not trying to downplay Halo Wars 1 in the first place, but I think they're definitely trying to point out the, like, difference of, like, our Spartans, they took on like an onslaught of elites, kicked their butts, like took their Patushka and threw it into space. But in the new trailer for Halo Wars 2, we got straight pooped on by that brute chieftain.
Yeah, I think it was also to
Thoughts,
show
Marius?
show how the Spartans were significantly, or at least show the mighty power of Atriox, the chieftain, by having
Oh,
him
yeah,
be
definitely.
killed, or not by having him be killed. And that's not a spoiler. I just accidentally said that. I have no idea if he's going to be killed or not because the game hasn't come out yet. But to show like his power that he could take down a Spartan team is definitely a symbolic thing and gives us sort of an idea of what to expect.
All units. All units.
So I know there is a base located here.
A large Covenant base west of the portal.
Heck yeah.
Watch out. Several large Covenant
Yeah,
vehicles
I'm definitely
have been
really
spotted.
excited for Halo Wars 2, by the way, Marius.
Oh, one and the same, my friend.
Some sort of alien glimpse on them. That may be the
I cannot wait for Halo Wars 2. If you didn't see our beta footage, you can definitely go check that out. It was one of the first videos we posted on this channel, actually. I played the beta, and I got to experience a lot of the things that were added. Some of the things changed. I know the reactor concepts are a little changed. Instead of them just being a tech level, they're now an actual commodity resource that you gain, like supplies. They're like its own separate supply resource, which I actually like a little bit because it means if you don't have, you can't just have like 4 reactors on one base and be good everywhere. You actually have to like spend your power, so you theoretically don't have unlimited power anymore, and I find that really cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Turning on Interlock 2. It might turn off Interlock 1.
I'll start building up that base.
Higher tech level.
An interlock has been deactivated.
Turret complete.
I'll focus on the base building if you want. I'll send an ODST over there.
Thank you, appreciate it.
right here.
If you want to focus on the warfare, I'll try and focus on building the bases so we can have more advanced units to do this.
Okay.
Firebase ready. Reactor complete. Station upgrade complete. Supply pad.
Do you want Vehicle Depot or Airpad?
Complete.
Personally, let's go with AirPad, because this is a pretty gigantic map and we're going to want to get around fast.
Okay. Then I'll be working on getting ODSTs.
On the ground. Hoorah!
The 2 quickest units in the game.
Forge to cutter. I'm beginning my ascent. Estimate 30 minutes to the detonation site.
I still think it's so sad that he like sacrifices himself like a champion.
Yeah, it is. I wish Forge didn't die. I can tell you personally, and I think I speak for both of us, where in multiplayer he's our favorite character to play as.
Airpad complete.
Oh yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
Reactor improved.
Yeah, definitely. Forge is like a character in general. Like I think he's just an interesting like character to have in the game. Personally, I don't like. I wonder how did they decide not to use him? Were they just like, okay, let's take a 1d4 dice from D&D or something, flip it upside down, or like throw it in the air, like roll it, and like so 1 is Anders, 2 is Cutter, 3 is the all of them. 4 is Forge himself, and they throw it, like they roll the dice and then D4. Yeah, let's kill off Forge. Like, I wonder if they did that.
I wonder if they do that with like just normal television series. Like they kill off these random characters that are so important to the storyline. You come so attached to them and they just kill them off. Gosh darn it.
Are you talking about Walking Dead?
I've actually, and I know people are probably gonna be like outcry. I've never seen The Walking Dead. I've never taken the time to sit down and watch it. I hear they kill off a lot of people though.
More resources required.
Hornet, good to go.
I'll be coming to assist with that base momentarily.
Supply pad upgraded. Supply pad upgraded.
Eh.
Hornet, prepped and flying.
Supply pad upgraded. Supply pad complete.
I'll upgrade to 4 reactors for you so you can also work on that ODST upgrade.
Wingman research.
Thank you.
All units. Supply pad upgraded. All units. Reinforcements research. All units. Reactor improved.
Hornet in the air.
Base under attack. All units.
Hostiles engaged. Hornet, prepped and flying.
All units.
I'm so amazed at how weak the Locust is.
A Spartan is down.
Literally though.
It never ceases to amaze me. Me and you were in a multiplayer match one time. I don't know if you remember this. And the guy built an entire army of locusts. And we built 2 full armies of grizzlies. And we just plowed through the guy. And I felt so bad.
Dude, I really felt so bad for him. Run away, my Locust! Run away!
They're flying.
Alright, I'm on my way. You want me to deal with the scarab in the middle? Or you want me to just come help you with the base?
You can come help with the base.
Alright.
Or actually, yeah, deal with the Locust if you, or deal with the scarab.
Well-
Because I'll have the base down here in a moment.
Alright. Oh wow. You got that down.
Spinning up MAC rounds. MAC blast incoming.
Spartan is back up.
Or is it called Building Killers? Either way, it sounds classy.
I began the research on ODST for you.
Thank you.
I'm on station.
All units. All units. All units.
Is Scarab already down?
I removed all the other
Oh.
units. The scarab is next.
In my sight. Initial coordinates. Spawning run aborted.
Enemy engagement.
Orders, sir. Hornet, prepped and flying.
All units. All units.
Gyros ready. Garrett, initial
Oh, so by the way, I'm probably, to be honest, I'm planning on talking about this on a different day in like a actual dedicated like video, but like I want to actually take a chance to just talk about Halo lore in general and stuff like that, because like as you guys might be able to tell, like it's something really important to like Eugen in general, like our whole group. Like that's kind of like what built our group and like brought us all together 5 years ago, and like Halo is essentially what gave me my best friends, so like I'm very much in debt to it. But so I want to be able to actually like talk about like all the different books and like where things began and everything. Which of course, like, yeah, you guys can find all this information on other YouTube channels and like all over the internet, or you can just read the books yourselves. But if you're like interested in just like finding out a little bit about the books prior to getting the books or getting the games, like I'm definitely going to give you guys the opportunity to just check those out. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. If you don't know, Greenbloods has a heck of a narration voice. He can read books very well. He can put you to sleep.
I like to read.
He's great to read to you.
I have fun with it. I'm really happy that you can't put yourself to sleep by talking, because if you could, I would sleep all the time.
Alright, Scarab is down.
Sweet.
All units.
Navigating.
All units.
Hornet in the air.
Station upgrade complete.
Hornet up.
All units. All units. All units. Base under attack.
Alright, I'm gonna start clearing out the other side, because you seem to have it pretty down over there.
Hornet.
Thank you.
Complete.
You are like, I noticed like, if I gave you 3 Spartans, you would win.
Units.
Just like the way you use them. You just use your Spartans to like max of their ability. That's why I prefer you to have most of the Spartans, because I feel like when I use them, I don't use them to their max potential.
Air pad.
Thank you.
Complete. Base under attack.
Engage.
All units. Supply pad complete. A base has been destroyed. All units. Turret complete.
Hornet in the
Enemy
air.
engagement.
Hornet, good to go. Holding for orders.
All units. All units. Base under attack.
Stand flying.
All units.
Hornet up. Hornet, good to go.
Station upgrade complete.
You might not want to have units out on the pads right now, because
Hornet on.
I might be retracting it.
Oh, you're good. I have all aircraft, so it'll be okay.
Okay, sweet.
All units. Supply pad complete.
Hell jumpers, ODS. Hell jumpers, standing down. Where to? Yes, sir.
All units. More resources required.
Weapons on.
Fortress upgrade complete.
Hey, you should look at this.
We are detecting movement coming from the
Oh
east
my.
side of the portal. Possible large alien infection.
Yes!
In my sight. Initial coordinate, dropping the herd. Spinning up MAC rounds.
That was enjoyable.
Upgrade complete.
MAC firing.
All units. All units.
Target acquired.
Supply pad complete. Base under attack. All units.
Bringing the chill, dropping the cold.
Oh my gosh, the sheer power.
A base has been destroyed. Supply
This one Marine has survived for so long.
Point to the sun. We'll need some time to break through.
All units.
Hornet.
All units.
On the way.
Base under attack.
En route.
Supply pad complete.
Dropping up the next ones.
Hornet here.
I think I got them all in order.
All units. All units. Firebase ready. Supply pad complete. Turret complete.
Get another scarab.
On my way.
All units.
Freeze them up. Cryo bomb away.
All units.
Oh my gosh. I love how like you can cut to a point in aircraft superiority where it's just not fair.
Literally though.
All units.
Weapons hot.
Turret complete. Base under attack. Turret complete.
Hornet attacking.
I'm making my way over here.
All
I'm
units.
trying to find which door we're supposed to open up next. I think I've checked all of
I
them.
believe it's this one. I'm on my way.
Oh, do you actually have to have your units there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you do. I
There
didn't
we
know
go.
that. My bad.
Complete.
Now you should be at the last one.
I'm on station.
There we go.
Yay!
Sergeant Forge, all ground forces are evacuating to the Spirit of Fire.
Copy that. Get our people out of here. I'm blowing the core.
Is that the last thing he says?
I believe so.
That's not as cool and heroic as I was hoping.
I know, but you know, last words are overrated, I feel.
Yeah.
And now we get to the final cutscene.
Actually, I'm going to give you my theory. I think that Forge actually does not die. Somehow, like the fact that he's in the reactor, and since it's a shield world, I think because actually currently I am reading a part of oh, what is it called? Let me check it. It's called Halo Broken Circle. In Halo Broken Circle, I'm gonna give you guys spoiler alerts. I'm sorry, but so in this like they find a
Wait,
shield
attention,
world,
attention,
and it's-
attention. This is a spoiler alert. That means if you do not want spoilers, you should kindly mute your mic.
You might want to hold on to something.
Just
Yes.
to preserve
Actually,
general consensus here.
Closing your eyes might help too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, actually, I'll wait for this video to cut out. But yeah, as you guys just watched it blow up, though, So essentially, with the spoiler that we just referenced, they are in a shield world. I'm not going to say who, but there's a group of people in a shield world, and they are under attack by another group, and essentially they blow up the shield world, and yet somehow they all survive.
Professor,
There's
been
about
no
like
sign of the Covenant
500 people in there, and they all survive somehow. So given that whole fact, I think there could be like a time warp, or a portal, or even like a protective field that the Covenant, or the Forerunner installations have that might be able to save him. And given the fact he never did give his final words, there's a good chance he might actually still be alive.
And especially, I think it may lead up to it too that you see Cutter closing his empty box of cryo. Like, it could lead to the fact he could possibly still be alive. I would definitely support that theory. I mean, nothing's confirmed in stone yet, but I think that would definitely be open to interpretation.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which, as well, I want to touch base with you guys. It has been talked in the community and everything that Halo Wars 2 will be touched base in on the Halo 6 and like the next Halo game that comes out. So, so essentially, it is going to be supporting the current like Halo series. It's not going to be like a separate like impromptu thing that it was doing on its own, which we all thought that Halo Wars was touching base on its own thing. But of course, we started out on Harvest. Harvest was the first colony to ever be attacked by the Covenant, and we had to fight back and forth, and which was really cool that they actually alleviated on that. But so, which is going to be definitely really exciting. We have no idea, actually, it has not been confirmed that I know of that it will be touching base on Halo 6, but based on what it seemed from the trailer videos and everything, it seems like the crew in Halo Wars, they all wake up, Cutter's like, how the heck did we drift so far away, blah 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 blah. They end up on the Ark, I believe, installation 002 it might be. Don't peg me on the number. Shadowhawk, if we had him with us right now, he would know the exact number, but so in another video he might bring that up. But so it's definitely going to be exciting to see how they play that out. Actually, Cutter might end up somehow bringing his fleet to, or not his fleet, but his ship to come help the main group back on Earth, where Cortana has turned off all the ships and all that stuff. So, and it seems that since Cutter is in this time zone now and his ship still works, he must have been out of the range from Cortana and her craziness. Any ideas, Marius? Does that make sense?
I think it definitely makes sense, and it's one thing I think I definitely got to give credit is that at the time this Halo Wars game was sort of made by a separate entity than who owned the Halo Wars or the Halo series at the time, and yet it still is going to somehow fit in to the current series that's going on. I think that's really amazing and cool to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. I find it absolutely awesome. Like the fact that it all worked out too, and they made such amazing dynamic characters. Such like, to be honest, like I almost hold Forge at the same fact as how I would have held Master Chief as like this awesome entity of pure epicness. Like, I'm definitely excited to see like how everything ends up turning out with like Cutter's group and all that, because keep in mind, like, Cutter is a very dynamic character. He always puts his own people before the mission and everything, which I really hope that he doesn't ever get like in trouble for that, because he kind of did leave his post, which, as we saw in Halo 5, the UNSC does take that seriously, because they tracked down Master Chief and was like, hey dude, you left like your post to go try to find your like artificial girlfriend, and now we're gonna send a team of like 4 of the coolest new like Mark IV Spartans. And so the first person to ever actually punch Master Chief in the face, it all happened because Master Chief like disobeyed orders and he like left like to go do his own thing, which essentially is what Cutter did as well, because Anders was like, hey, the world might end, or like the universe might end, let's go to this ship, or go to this planet. Then we found like the red team saved them, and Omega Squad, which we still do not know who all is in Omega Squad. They never officially like told us who. They just used the voices from red team actually.
And I particularly like that one mission where like
exciting.
That one mission where you're running away from the Covenant, then you fall back to a base, you build units, and then you retake it. But if you wait long enough, a squad of like 10 Spartans shows up and can single-handedly wipe out the base. So you really don't need to do anything if you wait long enough in that mission, and like you get those survivors that they keep giving you through the Pelican drops, but they'll eventually drop a squad of like 10 Spartans on the other side of the map, and you could clear the base just with those 10 Spartans, and I find that really cool.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely epic. I definitely would like to see though if they implement Omega Squad and actually give us the names of who they are, because in the rest of the Halo universe, Omega Squad has never been like spoken about, or at least there has never really been a Mark II Omega Squad, which Red Team I believe is Mark II. So of course there was Alpha and Omega in the Mark III variants, but that's not what it seemed to be though. So it's definitely going to be exciting to see like what happened with like those 10 Spartans. But that might have just been like a mission, like a one mission time thing. Especially the fact they didn't give them all diverse voices or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what happens, man. I mean, I'm definitely hyped.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing I loved about the when I played the Halo Wars 2 beta was they rebalanced a lot of the game. So if you don't know, Halo Wars currently works off the rock, paper, scissors are not to be ran with. That's what we tell our kids. Anyway, Halo Wars works off of the rock, paper, scissors method, where it's essentially a gigantic game of rock, paper, and scissors, whereas the infantry will beat the air will beat the vehicles, and the vehicles will beat the infantry, and so on and so forth. Now, I feel like in this game, at least, it was a little imbalanced towards aircraft's favor, a little bit, because infantry couldn't really take out aircraft effectively enough for it to be a problem, whereas I noticed when we were playing the Halo Wars 2 beta, infantry can easily wipe out any form of aircraft.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think that's a good rebalance, that if you build aircraft, you don't only have to worry about the anti-air vehicles, you also have to worry about infantry now, which is nice. So.
Yeah, it actually makes them a threat.
Yeah. Actually makes infantry matter somewhat. Because I know that if you use like ODSTs and stuff, it can be a very viable source in the game for an offensive, but I feel like it's completely, you won't find many people who use that strategy anymore. You'll morely find people who stick to the either vehicles or air strategies.
Yeah. By the way, random side note of a question. Do you know if ODSTs, when dropped, if you drop them over air units, do the air units take damage as the ODSTs are falling through orbit and essentially through your airplanes?
In the beta?
Or no, I mean in this game.
Oh. I do not believe so. I don't believe they take damage. However, we saw in the E3 trailer for Halo Wars, and it could have just been a really graphic, awesome thing that they wanted to like say, oh, that looks cool, let's do that. Has no relevance to the game whatsoever. But one of the things that you could see was the ODST pod crashing into, I guess it was one of Atriox's tanks, and it actually destroyed the tank. So I don't know if that is actually a physic that is added to the second game, or if they just said, oh, this will look cool, let's put it in there. But I think that'd be really cool, because it would make sense that if a pod was falling through the sky and it hit your aircraft, it caused some issues.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like, it's definitely not just gonna like time warp through your ship and then like hit the ground.
Yeah.
But as well, like, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see like how they counterbalance like that or like that power and like the damage that can be, because given the fact of like, think you have 10 ODSTs in a like that you can drop at a time, essentially, like at max cook. And so essentially, like, say you do have a couple tanks, and like you have like 4 tanks going or something. Well, if that person drops like 4 or 5 ODSTs on your tank, will your tank be dead? You know?
Yeah, I think that'd
Like,
be.
are that'd be a little overpowered. Like if people can just use ODSTs as like mini Mac blasts.
I could picture that being abused. I could definitely see that happening. Uh, but I guess only time will tell. I know one thing that we definitely abused, me and you, in the Halo Wars beta was those locust mines. We abused the heck out of those. Because they can immediately wipe a squad
given the fact
of
not
infantry.
a lot of people even knew that they were there anyways.
We noticed that too, that nobody else in multiplayer lobbies knew about that menu that you could pop up and use your skill points to make leader powers. Nobody used any of those leader powers on us. I'm assuming like they must have not known they were there, but we were using locust mines and all of
in
these
the tutorial
supports.
it didn't actually talk about those anyways though, so I think it might have been just something like, hey, go find on your own. Like I'm sure they will put it in the tutorial next time, like in the actual game, but like it was pretty cool seeing like the difference that like those power-ups could make. And I definitely like the decisive decision making of like, depending on the type of player that you are or the type of match that you're in, you can choose different ways that goes. And as well, it's cool that it's not like a like permanent loadout that you choose like in your menu. Like, oh, I'm about to go in the game, I want locust mines, or oh, this noob sir child man gamer tag. He looks like I'm going to have to use this form up. Like that's cool. They're not doing that really. Like of course, like that's pretty cool implemented in some other games, but just with this one, I think it's nice to have the diversity of decision making.
Yeah, I think especially with that was one of the things that got old a little bit for this original Halo Wars game was when you go into a multiplayer lobby, depending on the character that you chose, you basically set your loadout for the entire match. For example, if you're playing as Sergeant Forge with Grizzlies, you're not going to build infantry. You're going to focus primarily on vehicles, or maybe you'll like switch it up and go to aircraft. But if you build aircraft and then you're versing an Anders who is also building aircraft, it's terribly one-sided. So it's nice that through the tree system, because when you upgrade in Halo Wars 2, it's more like a tech tree. If you picture a Civilization 6 tech tree, it's like you actually can research these lines that go down depending on what you want to adapt to in that match. And I find that really cool that once you join the game, it doesn't matter so much as what character you chose. It matters on can you adapt to the situation and your actual strategy preference. So I think only time will tell, though.
Heck yeah, dude.
I mean, we did only see the beta. I'm excited. I hope more information will come out before February 21st. I believe that's the release date. We will definitely try and release some more information if we find it. But that was the Halo Wars co-op campaign. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to like and subscribe for some more content. Yes, because we provide continents of Halo Wars. That is our dream. Continents, by the way, be sure to check out my Civilization 6 series coming up soon. I will be adding my mic, so it will not just be you endlessly staring at my beautiful Roman civilization anymore. You'll actually get to hear me talk and explain what I'm doing to Gandhi, who, by the way, is a nuclear menace, but more on that later. I am Marius, signing off, saying goodbye, take care, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.